Grief is defined as deep sorrow, especially when caused by someone's death. It is a simple definition that comes with a complex set of feelings, symptoms, and stages. There is no one way to deal with grief and loss. They are different for everyone. It is natural for caregivers to grieve the death of a loved one before, during, and after their passing. The process of accepting the unacceptable is what grief is all about. When death becomes imminent, grief and loss stare you in the face daily. While caregivers are inundated with daily duties, it is important to know what grief is, how to recognize it, and how to face it. Grief affects our whole being, physically, socially, emotionally, and spiritually. Each person has different symptoms. Exhaustion is one of the main physical symptoms of grief. No energy to do anything, lack of interest, and a desire to withdraw. After weeks, months, or years of caring for a loved one, caregivers are likely to feel physical and emotional fatigue. Several other grief reactions include crying, which is a natural grief reaction for most people. It can also help in the release of grief and sorrow. Overeating is a common symptom of grief, especially eating comfort foods or foods that elicit memories of the loved one. Social isolation. Caregiving can be a lonely job, but those feelings can increase after a loved one dies. Caregivers also withdraw in order to start the healing process. Each of us has different coping strategies that can be effective for a while. It is important to seek professional support if your feelings of loss continue to intensify. Spiritually, caregivers may question their faith, the meaning of life, or become angry with God, or they may also draw closer to God. The 5 stages of grief are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Most individuals experience these stages. However, the way they respond can be very different. African Americans are often less likely to seek professional counseling and are more likely to repress their emotions while embracing strength through their faith. Religious coping is a major factor in dealing with death in the Black community. Praying, connecting with their faith, and seeking counsel from religious leaders is a major coping mechanism. Grieving is individual, but one thing to keep in mind is knowing when grief becomes depression. If at any time any of these symptoms result in thoughts of suicide, serious weight loss, or weight gain, or if you are unable to perform daily functions, please seek help immediately.